All right, guys, here we are to talk about episode 1, season 2 of Jessica Jones. So, funny story.
Yo.
So I
have to watch this. Gonna wing it.
So I go in, I hit play, and I'm watching it, and I get so souped. So I'm looking at the credit names roll by, and I'm like, David Tennant! Oh, this is the shit! I'm like, I can't wait! And I'm watching it, and I get about 20 minutes in, and I realize I'm watching the first episode. Because all of it from the first, because it's been so long. The first episode, it's Jessica. She gets on a banister and she's looking at Luke Cage, and I'm like, oh, she still loves him. Oh, it's tragic.
Even after the events of the Defenders, she still carries the torch.
But then it's some other girl, and I'm like, who the fuck is that? I'm like, how long does this take place in advance? I'm like, oh, him and Rosario are done. Oh man, this is horrible.
Well, it's roller coaster.
And,
you put yourself through.
She's talking to people in the cage. She falls asleep in her bed. She wakes up, throws a shoe. I'm like, oh, old Jessica still up to her tricks.
Up to her old tricks.
And then
this is a callback.
And then here's a noise, and I'm like, a noise? Oh god! And she peers through, puts pants on, walks in, and she's like, what are you doing in my apartment? This isn't your apartment. Oh, no wonder it wasn't chunky. And I was like, wait a minute. Fuck! And I realized
you weren't like, oh, he's back on the drugs.
No. I was like, I've watched this already.
Fuck. Well,
so then I went and watched the actual first episode.
I would have loved if you had watched the entire episode and been like, I'm ready to talk about it.
You don't know how excited I was
choices.
when I saw David Tennant, though. I was like, yes, he's back. He wasn't actually dead. This is the shit. I was not as excited with what actually happened.
Oh, okay. So we started from so my first note is recap is Kilgrave is Kilgrave heavy.
Sure.
Which made me think immediately, because a decent amount happened in that first season, right?
Yes.
We had Luke Cage stuff. We had that cop that was on the weird super drugs and all that stuff. But the recap was almost all Kilgrave. So I was like, oh, interesting. So that means either we're never going to mention him again or he might come back. Right? Because there was some reason to make sure that we all knew the whole story of Kilgrave, right? I was like, ooh, interesting. But we don't really get to any point yet with that, so.
And just to jump forward in the
we can jump around. I just
the guy who the sister thought she saw.
Yeah,
that is the cop, right?
Okay, I actually broke our second rule, and I rewound to try to catch that shit when there's the revolving doors, right? So I wrote down Inhaler Man, and then later I was like, Inhaler Man is cop? But I couldn't really tell. I'm apparently an idiot with faces, and I can't tell. It's it has to be like anime, or I have to see your hair. I didn't recognize Trish was Patsy in the beginning because her hair and everything was different. I'm horrible.
I did recognize that.
I'm the fucking worst at just the face. If someone puts on a hoodie, I'm like, oh god, who's this person in my house? It's crazy. So it might be him. It looks similar, but I'm
that way
really
with people who you always see in a uniform. And then when you see them out of the uniform, you're like, who the fuck are you in street clothes?
Right, exactly.
But now, this episode, I don't know. It wasn't the episode 1 knockout that I wanted.
Oh yeah, right.
It was the mild setup.
We set up a bunch of things.
Sure.
Right, which we can run down or something like that.
Yeah, let's start listing it off. What happened in this episode?
Let's start at the just to get the bad stuff out of the way or whatever. Let's talk about the Wizard.
All right. So there's a seemingly never-ending lineup of people that want to hire her.
Yeah, which is nice.
And one of them
Montage.
is this autistic, heavy-set man with a backpack, and he's saying how he's super fast.
I can only be invisible when no one's looking. He was that dude or whatever.
Kel would be better. But this guy is a heavy-set man who has the powers of the Flash, which look kind of bad.
I wrote down in all caps, why is this effect so bad? He dies. That was those are my notes about the Wizard.
Him which made me wonder on it more. If it was an effect you have to do in every episode, I'm like, okay, I can see you kind of cheaping out because you got to keep doing it.
Yeah.
If you only have to do it for 2 times in one episode,
shockingly bad.
Couldn't you have made it look a little better? But I'm not going to really dwell on that because I've been watching shitty '90s superhero movies forever. So I'm dead to it. The new generation is who you're losing on that.
The point of the Netflix though to me is that it is a cut above Like I didn't like them using like the goofy diamond whatever suit that dude from Luke Cage or whatever. Like I really don't like when it goes like too far with some of the stuff. I like it to be grounded and real and like gritty, and I have the suit basically or whatever. But
Yeah.
I like that like Fisk is just a fat dude that gets really angry. Like I don't want any weird like keep it sort of grounded and all that stuff. And this dude with the blurriness, it looked like some like early 2000s vampire like running fast effect. I was shocked at how bad it was, and I'm very concerned whoever's in charge of this shit is like doing bad things now or something.
I was
like that.
more concerned with the fact that he wasn't consistently fast than I was with the effect.
Okay.
Like she was able to throw a chair and hit him. Why didn't he just go?
Right, yeah, and he can only do it when he's scared or some weird thing like that. I was like, oh, what is happening here? And I understand, like, that was just to get us to the lab or just to get us to realize that there's other people like them or whatever. But just like, yikes was my response to that whole like thing or whatever. Because obviously something was going to happen with him, right? Because all that bullshit. I hate the term speedster. People use that a lot. It's like
That's canon.
It's the official term. I think it's awful. I don't know. I don't have a better one, so I guess that means they win. But I think it's awful, and I'm sorry.
He's super fast.
He's like fast as shit. That's what I would call them. Is fast as shit people. We have a rival PI firm. We have
an actual PI firm.
Okay, yeah, rival in that they are literally licensed and like perform their duties properly without breaking the law or using superpowers or whatever.
I had a feeling that it was going to come the way it went with him. I was like, when he says he's going to win, that just means he's going to try to put you in jail or break you financially.
I thought that was all going to be a plan though to like goad her into like hurting him, but it seemed like he didn't plan on being hurt like that.
I don't think he thought she was as good as she is.
Interesting. At like kicking his ass?
Yeah.
Wow. So did he not get the memo about her like
Well, no. It's
breaking through walls?
There's a thing like you could picture like when you see the giant like, oh, I'm a huge bodybuilder and some like little taekwondo guy beats his ass.
Yeah.
I think he thought I have the training. So what if you're strong?
He's ex-military.
Yeah.
He's whatever. Yeah. Okay. I guess, but that's dumb.
Well, yes. But it's only dumb because we know in a world where supers are not like as popular.
Yeah.
You don't know what their limitations are
and
or
like,
how strong somebody really is.
And even if you heard what she was like, it is unbelievable, literally. So you'd be like, well, no, that's not going to happen. Yeah, that's fine. But it turns out he's working with the lawyer lady, and there was a whole thing there, which I liked. I liked that it was all this weird orchestrated thing to get Jessica because now she won't work with lawyer lady. Lawyer lady Hogarth? Hrothgar? What's her name? Hogarth.
I think Hogarth.
Yeah. Like just like she doesn't return my call, so I was trying to like hire her through you, and then he's like, well, guess what? Now I want to hire you, or whatever the fuck, and they have this deal. I'm like, okay, this is weird. Or that like
because she knows that'll work too. If she is in a crippled strait where she needs the money, she will take the jobs.
No, I dig it, and I like that whole like a lot of Daredevil is like lawyering and weird like double crossing and like, oh, it's a series of funds and charity work and all that fucking like.
How did you feel about her jumping to the balcony? I always have a thing with jumping that I don't like. Whenever someone does these ridiculous like 2-story jumps, but then like pulls themselves up slowly, I'm like, wait a minute. It's one way or the other. Either you're strong as fuck and you can do anything, and you should be able to be like almost how in The Watchmen when like he's like ding, like catches himself on his fingertips.
No, fuck that. I hate that so much.
If you're jumping 2 stories, you should be able to just rip yourself over the top of the balcony. Like, there should be no
realistically with the forces involved, you would just like knock a chunk off of the thing or whatever. But I'm not gonna be that guy. No, like I like being able to jump if you're strong. That was the old Ang Lee Hulk where he was like, it's like a flea or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, it makes sense.
The director's commentary on that Hulk movie totally redeems a lot of that movie, honestly, because he goes into a lot of his like thought process or whatever. But like some of the stuff is, I don't know. Do you think that it looked bad, or you just didn't like how it was played off or whatever?
It's just inconsistent. If you're doing one thing, you should be able to do another thing. Like it's the problem with having a character who's not actually really strong playing a character that's really strong. Is that when you displace one thing with a feat of heroism and strength, and then like they have trouble opening a jar or something, you're like what do you mean? How'd that happen? How'd you do that?
No, I actually I do that too. I have to like turn my brain off or whatever because there's a point where Trish brings her family's ashes in like the cardboard box, and she goes to pull the box away, and then Jessica goes to like pull it back, and like I picture like wow, like she's so like emotional right now. How is she able to control herself and not just like tear that open or something like that instead of being able to like do that? And they're like, oh, because it's just a TV show and they don't worry about that shit. And I'm like, okay, so stop worrying about that or whatever. Go, good.
But as a person who is quick to anger and shit like that, when her brother is sprayed across the fucking room, she didn't rip that guy apart, which is what you'd think would happen.
Oh, right. Yeah, well, they're friends.
No, the speedster.
Oh, well, he's too fast. She tried.
No, she immediately was like, wait, I can help you. I believe you. Blah, blah. It should have been like, it's smashing time.
Smashing time.
About to clobber a motherfucker.
That whole sequence, I was so flabbergasted at how bad it was and how weird it felt that I was like taken out of the whole like thing. That sort of like didn't ruin it for me, but kind of like I was like, guys, what's happening or whatever. Like I'm still extremely concerned.
There was like something in that within that 5-minute moment. I was taken out of it, and I actually looked at my phone to see a message. Like usually I would like never touch my phone, but I was like, all right, let me see what that message was. Okay.
It felt like I was watching The Flash or something, not just because he was fast, but because it was like, okay, parts of this are shitty, and I guess I'm having fun, instead of like gripping like the Punisher, like make a hell of a Marine Red and all that shit. You're like, oh, this is awesome.
I chained through fucking Jessica Jones the first season. I cannot stop myself. I must, and I was like,
No, I know. That's sad.
I'm hoping the next episode is better, and this will just build up. But like, cause I really I don't care if Trish Talk's ratings are low.
Okay, so
I don't care.
Let's talk about that. So my note about that is Trish Talk forced plot point about ratings and format.
Yeah,
it felt really forced. It felt like because I'm like, okay, this is so like what's his name is still doing drywall, right? So this is like right after the events of like the last thing. Trish Talk was a successful radio show from like a former child star who like has a radio show where it was, I guess, lifestyle stuff. But then for whatever reason, her connection to Jessica, right, she starts doing more like gripping headline, topical superhero fucking shit or whatever. And now it's been what, like a week, 3 weeks, and her boss is like, we need more like hot stories. What the fuck? And she's like, I'm trying to make a difference and all this.
News is fickle. And that, like, that is a thing, whatever. But it just
felt really forced and weird.
So forced, and like her boyfriend. I like this guy. Get this guy on. Da 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 da. And then we see that guy again, and you're like, all right. So what's gonna happen? He's gonna steal your story, or he's gonna get a scoop on your sister. He's gonna do something. You've set it up so hard that he's this nice guy. It's clearly gonna be an actor, fucked or something.
So I liked them dating at first when I was like, oh wow, or something like that. But then I like remember the scene you're talking about where the boss twice mentions the other dude, the British. Is he British?
Yeah.
Did I make that up? Okay. That like news dude or whatever. And then so then he even says like, oh, you better be careful or I'll steal it from you, right? Like you're saying. And I'm like, oh. So like everything about that entire line feels forced, where like Jessica even says you just want ratings. Like what about the entire first season's events would lead Jessica to believe that Trish cares about ratings? Trish, who has like a fucking like training room and is all bruised and like also traumatized in like her own way in this like uniquely ugly world where everyone has all these problems. Now it's like you just care about ratings. Like how long ago was it when she killed Kilgrave? How long does it take to do drywall? What's going on?
Well, you could leave a hole forever.
You definitely could. I thought that they were
not having the like this many weeks later.
Yeah.
Like, but how long were the events of the last like between this and this? Like,
so like Defenders has happened, right? So there's definitely time has passed. I guess they're just getting around to fix it now, but then that's even kind of like a weird thing to drop in.
That's weird also, but also there's no guarantee of the timeline. This could be before Defenders.
That's true.
It's hard to say, or or it could be long after. There's no way of knowing.
Yeah, because they're like, you killed that purple British man, and she doesn't say, I fucking saved the city from fossilized dragon Jedis.
Yeah,
like she didn't count like that or whatever. Oh, this is so weird. Now I have no idea what the fuck's going on. I don't know if they do either.
But I also think this started filming potentially before Defenders did.
Yeah.
So it's very hard to say.
Oh, it's probably different like teams to some extent or whatever too, right?
I would imagine.
I doubt it's the exact same crew like doing
everything. But they've been. I think most things have been pretty good about Marvel-wise.
It's pretty being
cohesive.
It feels pretty consistent and like cohesive. But I'm saying
maybe we'll get more knowledge on
this
in the next couple episodes.
Totes.
What else you got on those notes?
Halo Man was there. We got some bad medical news from Hogarth and stuff. So we don't
Yeah,
know
so what do you
what's
think? She
going
has
on with
cancer
there.
or something?
Well, if I was trying to use the clues and they said like a muscle cramp or something like that, I don't know if cancer feels like that, but it will probably be cancer. I don't know.
Yeah.
Everything's always cancer. That's fine.
I wonder what this means for her, like being a powerful woman who does not want to die. Do you think she's going to get him with the hand?
I was just gonna say she probably needs some of that juice from the jars that the hand has or something like
right?
that. I wonder she would fit in with them because of her like
her her drive and how she
her
does things. I
style
think
and all
it
that
does
stuff.
make sense.
I guess we should take a second because depending on how this goes, she's either like literally the villain who does kung fu, based on what you're saying, or she's not going to be around for like the whole time, and this is their way of like setting that up. I really liked that whole like I'm here to like do the award for like the woman's thing and like almost like a Me Too type of deal and like I feel you sisters, and then immediately sits down and goes like, did you see how like what she was wearing though, what the fuck or whatever, and I'm like, oh, that's great, because in the first season, which did we do videos for the first season for this?
No.
Or did we just we didn't. Yeah, I remember really liking that the powerful woman whatever was sleeping with her secretary. I thought that was a really great way to show that like people that are in that position of power
just does it, period.
Yeah, well, or like people that are shitty just get those positions or whatever, right? That it's not necessarily like a sexy sexist like thing. Well, like one way or the other. She's just like a user and an abuser and a manipulator and like a shitty like person.
Yep.
And the whole thing with the wife, and then those other people who are like partners or whatever the fuck show off how shitty they are by mentioning her dead wife right in front of her.
Yeah.
And all that shit. And she
I
still,
do like
she
how
still
they say
has
we
scars
bought you that
from us.
award.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's kind of on the nose, but I kind of like that characterization of her because it's like, again, like I like ugly, weird human shit where no one's perfect and no one's one-dimensional and all that nonsense.
And there are there's been good characters through all of these Marvel Netflix shows, so that's something that they are good with. They understand how to make a character that you actually care about, even if they're bad. And like she's a shitty lawyer person, but I've enjoyed the parts where she's fucked over other people, and I've seen some good things where she gets it. And I'm like, oh, all right.
No, towards the end of that season, I had like flipped around. I think twice on here after Jessica Jones season 1 and all that stuff, because you really get the she comes around with Jessica and stuff, and how she's involved in the events as they unfold. Yeah. When she goes to see Kilgrave is locked up and has that like, what the fuck is going on here, or whatever. I was like, okay, this is nice. I'm all out of notes, but how do you feel about this? Are you happy? I'm a little concerned.
Again, the episode was not a strong one. It's what I would more expect for an episode like
6.
Yeah, like a mid-season lull episode. But is that the worst thing if we get the lulls out of the way with exposition and then we just drive all the way home with success?
That would be nice.
I'd be okay with that. And with a season 2, you could actually do that. If you did it in a season 1, you would be fucked because people just wouldn't get to the next episode. But season 2, you already like the character, you're into it, you see what happens.
Yeah. Oh, I guess we should say it ends with her finding like the lab where she was experimented on.
Yeah, she finds the lab.
We get some Stranger Things like flashbacky stuff to.
There was some weird Resident Evil zombie face guy for a second. Like,
oh my god!
Her.
Fuck! I forgot all about that. Oh no! Oh. Okay. So part of me was gonna say, yeah, maybe we're getting all the lulls out of the way, because every Netflix show I would say has like the pacing issues. Every Marvel Netflix season has had a pacing issue to some degree, and like they also have some weird stuff where like, why is this in here? What's going on? Okay, we're back. We're fine. All right, that sort of like thing, right? So to get those out of the way is good, right? And we have the awful speedster with the weird blurry effects.
Yeah.
But he's dead, so so everything's fine. But you just brought it all crashing back down to reality by mentioning fucking Swamp Thing was in the lab with her and doing all this bullshit. What the fuck is going on?
I'm picturing somebody in the middle of a healing process.
Some Groot-looking motherfucker. It was awful.
I don't think they will always look that way.
Ugh, that was awful. Whatever that was awful. Like, not just the way that it looked was awful, because you could transplant that into like a 90s or like an early 2000s hour-long action dramedy show, and I would love it. But in this, it was like very
like the
clashing.
Red Skull from like that like third Captain America movie. That's one of the best fucking things ever. Vomit Captain America, Red Skull.
Oh. Can you pull over? I have to puke.
Yeah.
I've never seen that movie.
I fucking hate you.
No, I just forgot the Red Skull in it.
It was very well done. But yeah, we have this. There's some sort of mutant-made creature that can cause scaffolding to fall and bad luck to happen.
And why was she like, I can't, or whatever the fuck? I'm like, what do you mean? Yes, you can. You can knock scaffolding over. idiot.
I think she meant without touching it.
I know what she meant, but it's still dumb.
Yeah, I did think the same thing. I'm like, I think you could knock buildings over.
I think you'd be great at knocking scaffolding over. No, so you think it's some sort of like luck monster, magical person?
I think it's going to be either like a telekinetic or a probability changer or something like that.
A chancer, a chanster.
Yeah, something. A chance the rapper.
All right, so cautiously optimistic. We're going to watch the next 12 episodes and maybe it'll be better.
Most assuredly. There's nothing would stop me from finishing the series because I like the character enough.
Agree.
But I don't think this was the strongest episode at all.
Do you think Kilgrave will make an appearance this season?
I would love it. I would love it so much.
I would love it too. How could they possibly justify that?
My only thought, though, is if you see a Kilgrave at all, it'll be at the end, after like the trailer, after the credits on episode 13.
Yes.
Like, you're not going to get him in the season, I don't think.
Do you think he comes back, but now he's in like a wheelchair? Or do you think maybe it's like
I think it was that he was never damaged.
Ooh.
And he made her think that was happening.
Great.
And she
was
snapped
never
somebody
immune to his
else's neck.
Why does everyone else think that she killed him, though?
I don't know. He got everybody.
They're all under my spell.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope he comes back too, but I'm not sure how they can justify it. If anything,
I just want him back. I don't care. They could justify it in the worst way possible, and I'd still be like,
I feel like there's going to be one of the other supers has like mental things, and they make her see Kilgrave, and we see him, and David Tennant's him, but it's not. He's not really there. It's just like I manifest
plausible
your worst fears or whatever. And Trish sees snakes, and then like Jessica sees a fucking
snakes. It's always snakes.
Why does it have to be snakes?
Kilgraves. It's always Kilgraves.
You go first. Kilgrave. Very dangerous. All right. We're done.
Yeah,
right,
so that's our thoughts on this episode, guys. We'll be talking about episode 2 soon. Let us know in the comments below what you thought about this episode. Don't die to fire, and we'll see you next time.
Did I question? I care about you. And did I question? I care about you.